The NBA is quickly working its way to becoming the top sport in the United States due to how entertaining it is and its success with fans. Nonetheless, like any successful sport, it is filled with exhilarating moments and, well, embarrassing moments. In this video, you will witness the top 10 most embarrassing moments in the NBA. What's poppin' everyone, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for stopping by. You have certainly clicked on the right video for good quality NBA content. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe with those bell notifications on so you do not miss a single upload. Without further ado, let's get right into this. Coming in at number 10, we have the scandal of referee Tim Donaghy. Many fans became skeptical of the NBA after the story broke that referee Tim Donaghy betted on games he officiated. He pleaded guilty and served 11 months in prison for his crime, spending the remainder of his sentence in a halfway house. Reactions were immense, with ESPN's Chris Sheridan noting that the general American public has been turning away since the end of the Bulls dynasty and this fiasco isn't going to help bring it back. According to analysts, an NBA official can affect 75% of the outcome of a game if motivated. Learning this, many fans lost faith in the authenticity of many NBA games, especially playoff games. At number 9, we have the 1985 NBA Draft conspiracy theories. Most fans have the belief that the big market teams get more favor from their league commissioners, and that came to the forefront at the 1985 NBA Draft. At the league's first NBA Draft lottery, the big prize was Patrick Ewing, a player who could make a huge impact on a struggling franchise like the New York Knicks were at the time. When the Knicks envelope magically came out first, fans had a field day over the potential ways that the NBA could have rigged the decision. We've heard that the envelope was hit to create a crescent corner so Stern would be able to easily find it, and we've also heard that the envelope was frozen so that he'd quickly be able to find it. None of these have been proven to be true, but it's definitely something that Stern wishes never got discussed. At number 8, we have Marv Albert pleading guilty to sexual assault. For a long time, Marv Albert was considered the voice of the NBA. After all, how could anyone forget his dictating of Michael Jordan's plays during the 90s? In 1997, Albert lost his credibility as a staple of the NBA after being sent to trial for accusations of sexual assault. To make matters worse, another woman testified against Albert with her own accusations of assault. Eventually, Albert pled guilty to a misdemeanor of assault and battery. He had to serve a 12-month suspension, but Albert was able to return to the NBA for the 2000 to 2001 season. Still, the incident was not a good look for the famous announcer and definitely not for the NBA. For number 7, we have yet another sexual assault case, this time with Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant stands alongside Michael Jordan as one of the greatest to ever grace on an NBA court. That said, whenever guys like that get in trouble, the media is sure to amplify the severity of their situation. Like when Bryant was arrested and accused of sexual assault of a 19-year-old hotel employee in 2003. Bryant denied having sex with the girl after investigators showed physical evidence of the two's encounter. Bryant admitted it was consensual. Bryant also noted that the girl had provoked the situation and upheld his innocence toward any sexual assault allegations. The situation became even more embarrassing after Bryant admitted in front of national television of committing adultery despite being married, while beside his wife. At number 6, we have Michael Jordan's retirement conspiracy. Many NBA fans were shocked when Michael Jordan retired in 1995 after a historic run that included an NBA championship three-peat and 3 MVPs at the time. The official announcement for his retirement said that he was pursuing a career in baseball in memory of his late father. However, conspiracies arguing other theories emerged. The most controversial was an ESPN sport documentary that argued gambling was the real reason for Jordan's retirement. It noted that Jordan was swamped with gambling debt and even flirted with the idea of his father losing his life because of that. The theory further suggested that Stern might have convinced Jordan to retire on his own terms rather than deal with a gambling scandal. Stern laughed off the conspiracy, but until this day, fans continue to question about the matter. At number 5, we have David Stern in Game 6 of the 2002 Western Conference Finals. There have been many conspiracies regarding officiating in the NBA, but no game was more suspicious than Game 6 of the 2002 Western Conference Finals between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Sacramento Kings. The Lakers were facing elimination in that game, and somehow the team shot 27 free throws in the fourth quarter to take the game. Many of the fouls were questionable, and even U.S. politician Ralph Nader demanded the league is investigated. Disgraced NBA referee Tim Donaghy claimed in one of his allegations that the NBA hierarchy was involved in the fixing of the 2002 playoffs and that they had greenlighted the manipulation of that Game 6. However, until this day, Stern denies the allegations. The incident is certainly something to forget about for the NBA commissioner. At number 4, we have Donald Sterling's racist comments. TMZ released an audio tape of a conversation between Donald Sterling and his girlfriend at the time, where he told not to bring African Americans to Clippers games. The incident provoked the NBA to conduct a full investigation on Sterling and the tape. Sterling was fined $2.5 million for the incident and was also banned from NBA for life, forcing him to sell the team to Steve Ballmer. Stern received plenty of criticism for his silence about the incident, with analysts noting that he had fined countless of players for offensive remarks but seldom charged Sterling during his time in charge, thus provoking the idea that Sterling's behavior was Stern's fault. At number 3, we have Gilbert Arenas threatening a teammate with a lethal weapon. In 2009, during his time with the Washington Wizards, Gilbert Arenas got into an argument with teammate Jarvis Crittenton over a gambling debt. To ensure that Crittenton understood the seriousness of the situation, Arenas brought unloaded guns to the team's locker room, leaving a note for him reading "Pick one." Stern did not find the matter funny at all, commenting, "Although it is clear that the actions of Mr. Arenas will ultimately result in a substantial suspension, and perhaps worse, his ongoing conduct has led me to conclude that he is not currently fit to take the court of an NBA game." At number 2, we have Spencer Haywood putting a hit on his coach. During warm-ups for Game 1 of the 1980 NBA Finals, Spencer Haywood passed out due to being high on cocaine. Coach Paul Westhead kicked him off the team, and Haywood, in a fit of rage, put a hit on his coach through a friend in Detroit. In an interview with People magazine, Haywood told the story, "I left the forum and drove off in my Rolls that night after the game thinking one thought, that Westhead must die." He revealed that guilt in a conversation with his mother fueled his desire to commit such a deed. Still, there's no doubt that the NBA brass does not want such a story to become viral, especially Stern. And finally, for the number 1 spot, we have Malice at the Palace. This is arguably the most embarrassing incident in NBA history and involved not just NBA players but NBA fans too. During a 2004 game between the Indiana Pacers and the Detroit Pistons, a fight broke out on the court between several players. One of the instigators was Ron Artest, who after the altercation proceeded to lay idle on the scorer's table. Then a fan threw a drink from the stands at Artest, provoking him to jump into the crowd, starting a huge brawl that involved several players and fans. The fight even stretched to the court. After the game, 9 players were suspended for a total of 146 games. Artest was punished the worst, losing nearly $5 million in salary and receiving a suspension of 86 games. Stern called the event shocking, repulsive, and inexcusable, a humiliation for everyone associated with the NBA. That's it for the video, guys. If you agree with this list, be sure to leave a thumbs up, and as always, if you don't agree, still leave a thumbs up. It helps more than you know. If you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe with notifications. I'd really appreciate that so much. Be sure to share, leave a comment below, let me know what you want to see, and yeah, thanks again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one.